If you've opened this video, you've likely seen something of high-level Tetris. From the flashy play at breakneck speeds, to strange formations that somehow end up working anyways. For many, the game is nearly unrecognizable at this skill level, leaving them wondering how it's done, but directly must start learning how to do it themselves. If that is you, or even if it's not, welcome. I'm Napoleon, and I've been playing Tetris for about 7 years. In this video, I'll teach you the basics of the game, competitive skills, and how to start using them to turn your gameplay into an art. But first, a disclaimer. I am not the best Tetris player in the world, and those better than I may give some differing advice. This guide is based on my personal knowledge and experience, and as this video is aimed for people new to competitive Tetris, I will also be simplifying things to be easier, which may not give a full explanation. Next, an overview of the video. I'll go over the base gameplay, basic terms, basic stacking, using preview and hold, advanced mechanics, and finally, openers. For those who are new to Tetris, I will lay out the basics of the game. Tetris is played by placing puzzle pieces on this board. The objective is to clear horizontal lines by filling the empty slots with the puzzle pieces and get points, or, if playing in a versus mode, send damage to your opponent. Tetris is lost when a new piece spawns inside of a placed piece, which is sometimes called a top out. And in versus modes, you win by making your opponent top out. Some common terms you'll hear me say are board, pieces, drop, stack, stacking, well, and garbage. These are terms that are quite baseline and don't justify their own chapters. I'll be using some a lot throughout the video. The board is the field you play on. The official term is matrix, but board is just a term that is commonly used for it. Piece refers to the pieces that you control. They're also commonly called tetraminos, but piece is the typically used term. There are 7 tetraminos, which are referred to by letters, being J, L, S, Z, I, T, and O. Drop is a term for placing pieces, and comes in 2 forms, soft drop and hard drop. Soft drop makes the current piece fall faster, while hard drop instantly places it. Stack and stacking refer to the pieces on the board in the act of playing them. So this is stack, and building on top of it is stacking. The well is the open part of the stack. Many people will typically leave one column empty and drop eyepieces in it. This empty column is the well. Garbage, or damage, is a term for versus modes, which refers to lines being sent from one player to the other. Garbage lines appear at the bottom of the board and push the stack upwards. Stacking is the fundamental of Tetris, but it can't really be taught. It's mostly just learned through experience, but there are some techniques you can apply to make the learning process easier. If you're new to Tetris, I would suggest leaving either the far left or far right column open, where you drop eyepieces down to score Tetrises. This is one of the easier stacking techniques and allows you to focus on learning the basics of stacking. For those who have a decent grip on the basics, I would advise moving the open well closer to the middle. While this will make stacking harder, it will make building T-spins easier, which becomes increasingly more prevalent as the skill level of players rises. Typically where your well isn't your exact choice, and is usually dependent on which opener you use. So that you aren't entirely at the mercy of RNG while playing, there exists something called the 7-piece grab bag system. How it will usually work is that you will randomly get one of each Tetramino in a bag, then the bag resets. For example, you make it I, Z, O, L, T, S, J as your first 7 pieces, which would make your first bag. Then you would get the same 7 pieces in a different order, maybe S, L, O, T, Z, I, J. The pieces in each bag are in random order, but you will always get one of every piece in each. This means that there can only be 12 pieces in between each matching piece, and you can only get the same piece twice in a row. There also exists the 14-piece grab bag, which has 2 of every Tetramino in it, but the same base rules still apply. The only difference being that there can be a longer piece drought, which is where you don't get a certain piece for a long time, and you're capable of getting the same piece 4 times in a row. Some of you may have noticed these boxes next to the board. This left one is the hold piece, where you can swap out the current piece for whatever is held, and the right one is the preview, where you can see your next few pieces. Using these mechanics allows you a lot of options in building your stack, and allows top players to play at the breakneck speeds that they do. Most of what allows them to be so fast is seeing what pieces they have upcoming and planning where to place them before they get them. So they're usually inputting their next move before they get the piece. As for hold, using it allows players to get a bad piece out of the way until it's useful. For instance, this piece doesn't have any good spots for it. So I'll hold on to it for now and use it either when I have a worse piece or I have a really good spot for it. The first time in a round you use hold, it will just take the current piece and move on to the next in preview. Any after that will swap out the current piece for what you have held. Before we get to the real fun stuff, I'd like to ask you all to subscribe. If you're watching this far in, you're probably interested anyways, so why not stick around? Also, like the video. It costs you nothing and really helps the video reach further. Thank you for your support, and let's continue. And now, for what so many have been waiting for. It's time to talk about spins. Spins are the major addition to modern Tetris, and completely change how the game is played. The main spins to talk about are the T-pieces, which give extra points and send extra garbage. The most basic of T-spins is this, where one of the sides is covered, making it impossible to drop the piece in normally. Instead, it's dropped in like this and spun into place. This isn't the only form of T-spin though. Here's some more. T-spins are a major part of competitive Tetris, because clearing 2 lines in a T-spin, also called T-spin double, deals similar damage to a Tetris, while only costing half the material, meaning you can make and send them much faster. And T-spins aren't the only type that there are. Other than O, each piece can spin in some way. Most Tetris games won't add any bonuses to these spins, but they can still be used to help with stacking, which is important for the next topic. Back-to-back bonus is a mechanic that rewards keeping it with extra points or sending extra garbage. It's obtained by first clearing a line via either T-spin or Tetris, and is only broken by clearing lines in any other way. Back-to-back may not sound super important at first, but taking minor damage every time you and your opponent both send attacks is a war you lose, and at high levels of play, it can be the difference maker in a match. The next mechanic is combos. By clearing lines with consecutive pieces, you create a combo. Like back-to-back, having a combo gives more points and sends extra garbage, doing more and more the higher the combo gets. This most commonly is in the form of downstacking. While downstacking helps lower your stack, its damage output is normally quite limited, as combo only starts dealing good damage at around 10. The next thing to talk about is openers, which will bring together all of the lessons in this video. Openers are unique stacks that you usually only see at the beginning of a match because of the guarantee of the 7-piece grab bag. What opener you use is dependent on the first few pieces you get in the round, as almost every opener can be impossible to make with certain piece combinations. I will not be showing every opener, just some that I think are helpful to learn as a new player. This first opener is a simplified form of one called MKO stacking, changed to be easier. This opener also helps with starting to learn spotting and building T-spins. MKO is defined by having the L and J pieces used to make a T-spin in the first 2 bags. This opener doesn't work if your L and J pieces are late in the bag. L and J can be placed like this, or with the short flat side down. Another fairly simple one, this is called TKI3. This one lets you get a T-spin set up and cleared within the first bag, and another in the second, making it a good opener to start learning T-spins. TKI is usually played with an I piece first, placing it flat in the middle. Either L or J is placed next to the border, with the S, Z, and O pieces are used to create the first T-spin. Well, the most hated of kinda just in general, 4-wide is notable for being the main combo opener. 4-wide usually only works well when you watch your upcoming pieces, but can be outright unfair if done right. 4-wide is made by making your well 4 spaces wide, then stacking up high. What matters in the opener are these 3 spaces, which make it so that you can usually always clear a line. For more advanced openers, there's DT, or double triple, cannon. It's called this because it results in getting a T-spin double followed by a T-spin triple. It's a strong opener that doesn't require too much knowledge to make work, and has a lot of follow-up options, but building it without watching your upcoming pieces can cause a lot of trouble. As DT Cannon is a more advanced opener, it's a bit harder to make. The first bag is played in these positions, and the second bag L and J piece is played here, with the other pieces used to fill this area. This opener doesn't work if your S and Z come before the L and J, or if the first T and S come before the L. The last opener is the standard perfect clear. It allows you to clear all of the placed pieces off the board, giving you a huge point boost and sending a ton of garbage to opponents. And having a clear board means you can do another opener or chain perfect clears. This one only works well if you watch your upcoming pieces and use basic spins. But if done quickly, it's very powerful. It's built with these two structures, but the eyepiece can also be placed behind the T. This can't be built if the S and Z are before the T, and is made much slower if the O is late. While I've told you how to play better, there's a little bit more to cover. First, a quick retro vision, an abridged version of the video. To get better at Tetris, use the preview to know what pieces you will get and plan where you place them before you get them. Use hold to have better control over your stacking, usually to either delay a bad piece until it's useful, or to give it a better placement after using another piece. Learn how to spot and make T-spins. Stack in a way that T-spins are both quick and easy to make. Additionally, a lot of players try to force themselves to play fast. Do not do this. Play smart. High-level Tetris is in a large part instinct. Learn to play smart, and speed will come with practice. And lastly, the most important part of not only Tetris, but learning anything is this. Practice and skill are not linear. There will be times that you are playing above what you normally do, and there will be times where you underperform too. There will be times that your hands won't keep up with your brain, that you will misdrop again and again, feeling like you can't do anything right anymore. But that doesn't mean it's your normal. It's important to know when you're either over or underperforming, as thinking you've gotten worse is very demotivating. Try to know your normal skill and your limits, and when you do feel that underperformance, don't be scared to take a break if you need to. Hell, it doesn't even need to be a need. It's better to burn time than to burn yourself out. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video taught you something new.